Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the I forgot what it's called now, the sequencer. So you can use the sequencer to sort of automate actions within your level. Typically, you use it for such things as like cinematics and other bits and pieces like that. I had a comment a few weeks ago on one of my previous sequencer videos, just asking a bit more information about it. I think the idea that they wanted to go for was sort of like a 60-second trailer. I'm trying to remember the person's name now. It was something like Joa Brazil, something like that. I remember reading, I think it was Joa. I remember Brazil, but either way, if you're watching, you'll know who you are. But either way, this video isn't really dedicated to that specific thing, but I'm just gonna have a play around with the sequencing with that in mind and see what happens. Really, I haven't planned this, so if you're watching this, it worked out well. If you're not watching this, then I guess it didn't, and I deleted it. But here goes. Also, I have got some music playing in the background. I hope my mic does a good enough job of cutting that background noise out. But if it doesn't, I do apologise. Or if the audio sounds funny where I've tried cutting it out, I do apologise for that. Let's see what happens. So I've just loaded up a third-person template here. Brand new, fresh, not really touched it. Well, you've probably just watched it load up actually, so you know I've not done anything to it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up this third person character. Well, I guess I don't need to open it. What I want to change, I should be able to get to via this details panel here. So I've just selected the character and I'm scrolling down. I'm looking for the camera where it auto activates. I might need to specifically click on the camera. So what I'm going to do here underneath your details panel, typically it's all like meshed up here. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see everything that makes up this actor. So this cube is made up of a static mesh component. This text render is made up by a text render component. The third person character is made up of a camera, a boom, a mesh, and capsule. I'm going to go to the camera. I might need to scroll up. No, scroll down. Let's minimize these. Something else I was messing around with. Auto activation. So I want to untick that. I don't want that to be true. I was looking for the compile button, but I'm not inside the thing. Yeah, so what am I going to do? Right. I'm going to, in the place actors menu at the side, I'm just going to look for camera. I'm going to drag that into the world. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to pilot it. I'm going to point that kind of at my world like that. I like that, so I'm just going to exit out of that now. With that camera still selected, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of here. Auto activate's already on. There is something that I'm looking for. Here we go. Auto activate for player. So I want that to be true for player 0. I keep looking for that compile button. Third person character. I'm just going to make sure that I untick the right thing here actually. Follow camera, auto activate, that's fine. Scroll down. So, camera boom. Auto activation, that's fine. I feel like I'm missing something here. Camera, here we go. Auto possesses player. Player 0. There we go. Disabled. Get rid of that. I feel like that's it. So if I press play now, I have a character. Oh, I spawn here. Ah, so this is not my guy, but my guy spawns over here. And that is because I'll go to blueprint and go to the project game mode. Go to pawn. Select pawn class. I'm going to select none. So now if I press compile, which is not there, if I press play now, there you go. So now I don't have a player character. Now it's just essentially I am nothing in the world, really. Okay, so now let's get this guy to do something. I guess in this instance then that I can't delete that from here, but if I edit, okay, now there'll be a compile button. I do apologise if this is too loud at times. I'm sat quite far back from my mic, but every so often I lean forward to look at my keyboard that's behind the microphone, and it might get loud then, so I do apologise. Okay, so that's opened all the way over here. So one thing you can do to prevent that, by the way, is if you go to edit, editor preferences, you can set your asset editor open location to main window, and then now every time you open something like the game mode, it'll always open in this. It won't just like fire off to wherever. Just, yeah, extra tip there. Viewport, I'm going to get rid of this camera boom and the camera. I don't need that anymore. Press compile. There you go, so that character's updated. I don't need that because I've fixed a camera in the world, so that's one thing we can. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that character back to the corner. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. What I want him to be, I want him to be in line with the stairs. I mean, that's not going to matter actually, so that's fine. Yeah, let's just do that. Open that, cancel that, there we go. So I did that because when you press play, it snaps you back to where your camera is. And then when you exit out, it leaves you where your camera was. Okay, right, so I want some automation to happen that he's going to run over here. So for me to get this character to move automatically without my input, I'm going to need a nav mesh bounds. So nav mesh bounds, drag that into the world. What I'm going to do then is press the R key, scale that up. That should cover everything. Granted, that probably doesn't need to be that big. It'd be bigger than that though. One thing you can do is if you press P on the keyboard, what that'll do, anything that you can see highlighted in green is where the AI system deems a reachable position that it can walk to. So unfortunately there is a break in this staircase here which you can't see, so your character will get stuck there. There's some things that you can change in the settings, but that's not what this video is about. So I'm just going to get a character to run around, hopefully, if my idea works. So now that nav mesh is in there, I'm just going to go back into the character. I'm going to have a simple... So I'm just setting up some sort of like, I guess some sort of one-liner code that I can rerun every time through the sequencer to have my character do something. So I'm just going to create a custom event called move2. In there. Well, that's wrong, isn't it? Move two. One thing you can do with custom events is you can specify whether you want an input. So you can see now that that requires an input. And if you're doing a move to, you could have that set to a vector. You could say this is the new location you want to move to. And then we're going to want a simple AI move. So simple move to location. That's going to be our new location. Yep, just like that. Our third person character is going to need an AI controller, which I think this default controller might do it. So get AI controller, just like that. And that should resolve to self. So that should encapsulate this character, so that should be fine. And this really should be it, but actually I'm just thinking about it. Actually, let's have a look. AI navigation. Get path, get random reachable point. Get nav. Is navigation. I think there's like is point reachable or something like. Get path, find path to active, find path to location. Again, project, remove that local, move to active loop. AI move to. Oh, I like this. Yeah, that looks better already. So, pawn is self, target actor is self. Yeah, I like that because there's a bit more stuff. Print string. So basically, on this failure here, I'm just going to put that the move to failed. Move to failed, and Control W. I've copied that on success. I'm just going to put move to succeeded. Yep, succeeded. I feel like there's too many E's in that. Succeeded. Ah, that'll do. I don't care. I know what it means. Yeah, just for a bit of debugging that. What else are we going to need to do? I guess there is something else we could do. Add custom event. Play animation. I'm pretty bad at typing with a microphone in the way. Play animation. Not too sure how or what I'm gonna do here. And let's have a look at play animation. Let's see what we've got. Play animation, call function. Oh, that's my function. Play mesh, play animation, which is the mesh. Let's have a go at that. Which animation do we want? Okay, I might come back to that. Let's select jump just to have a go with. We've got to move to and we've got to play animation. So I think they're the two I'm going to mess around with in the sequencer. So we've not got a sequence just yet. So let's create one of those. Cinematics, add level sequence. Let's just call this test sequence. Let's have a go. Okay, so that's opened up. That's fine. That's in the scene. That's cool. Okay, actually, before we use the sequencer, I've just thought of one extra thing. So my move to is going to require locations. I think I should set that up as well. So what I'm actually going to do while I'm in the blueprints folder is I'm just going to create a new blueprint class. I'll go for an actor, and then let's call this one location manager or something like that. I don't know. Open that up. How am I going to do this? So I'm going to add a variable called locations, and I'm going to have these as I'm going to have these as target points. Oh, sorry, I typed that. I did a bit quick. So target point. So if you type in target point, if you click on it by default, it'll go to an object reference, which is cool. That's what we want. However, when you click on locations, over on the right hand side, you'll see here, you can click on this and you can set it to an array. So rather it just be a single target point, you can have multiple target points. Now, if you're not following me here, don't worry, this will make sense in just a second. So when you hit compile, what I might do, I'm not sure if I'm going to need to do this, but I'm going to expose these and make them editable. Expose on spawn and instant editable. Well, the instant editable, it allows it to be changed, which I definitely want. And expose on spawn. This, to me, this is almost like make it a global variable, so it's available from multiple sources. Yeah, I think that should be alright for this location manager. You can close that. However, we're not finished with it because we need to set some locations. But for us to do that, we just need to drag it in the world. So this is just like, this will be a completely invisible bit of a, actor. If I press G, it'll go into game mode, and see, that's what you'll see when you go into the game. It's completely invisible. However, what it will allow us to do is, if I click on it and scroll to the top, just a bit more, you can see here under default we've got now locations, and we can add several locations, but I don't have any target points in the world yet, so let's sort that out. On the left hand side, under your place actors, let's go to basics. I think they're under. Scroll, no they're not. Let's just go to all classes, scroll down to T. You could just type it in as well, but I'm already doing it now. So, and we've got target point. Now, a target point is also like a blank. It's more or less a blank actor, except they're really good for capturing locations. So I've got target point 0 if you get, or 1 I guess in the world, and that's at this location. If I hold Alt key and then drag, I've now got a second one, and then if I click and drag again, I'll have a third one. So now you'll see I've got 3 target points in the world, and again if you press G, these will all disappear because they're just gizmos, they're just icons to show that they are there, but they're not visible. And then with my location manager now, I can specify that these 3 locations, 0, 1 and 2, can be target point 0, target point 2, target point 3. So now I can essentially, using my character, tap into this location manager and say, I want you to go to location 0. And then I want you to go to location 1. And then I want you to go to location 2. Brilliant. So now that's all set up. Let's go back to the sequencer. And let's see if we can tie all this together to do something. So, before I start, I'm just going to click on my character here in the world. You'll see why in just a minute. And then when we press the plus for track, because we want to add something to this timeline, under actors to sequence, because we selected our character, now instead of having to scroll down this list and find our character, it's just here right at the top. So the actor that you select will be the actor at the top, which is pretty handy to know because you can just select that, straight to the top. Boom. There we go. So now we've got a reference to our character in our timeline. And this is good because now you can add things to do with animation. You can attach other bits and pieces to it. You can create an event. You can add a path. I've never done that, but you know, there's all sorts of things that you can mess around with here. So I've never really used the animation within this. I usually use an event trigger and do everything to do with animations in the blueprint. No reason why, just never used it before. So I've never. I guess we could probably have a try depending on how long I'm already recording for. Because I feel this is working pretty good so far. So let's just add a trigger point. Okay, so we've not actually added a point on the line, we've just added the fact that we want to record a trigger. So what we're going to do is we're just going to throw the timeline forward. I'd say that might be a bit too long. Let's go. So this is in, I can't remember what unit that this is. I'll right click here. I think I'm in frames, to be honest. I think this is in either in frames or in show time as frames. Right, okay, so that's fine. So 30 frames per second, so that's 1 second, 2 second. Yeah, okay, right, got you. So after half a second, no, let's at 1 second we'll add a track. So drag your cursor to 30 frames. I guess if you want to see time, you could show time as and then seconds. So now you can move it and it'll do the calculation for you. So 1 second of time, I want to add a track. So now you can see there's this little diamond here faintly in the background. Now I've noticed that it stays faint until something's done with it. So essentially if we double click on that diamond, we've now been given this event track. I'm going to hit save just because I find that it has a tendency to be a little bit silly and disappear sometimes. So I'm just going to go back into the sequence director. By the way, I don't know if I just mentioned that, but if you double click on that star, that'll bring you to this this event graph. Right, so now we're in the sequencer director. So when the sequencer gets to this, when it gets to 1 second and it hits our event trigger, it's gonna hit this custom event. This is gonna fire. So now anything that we do after this point, print string, we're just gonna get a hello. Now, because we have made a sequence now properly, one thing that we also need to do is we need to go back to our third person character or whatever character that you're doing and do an event begin player. I guess it doesn't have to be event begin player, but you need to do this somewhere. You need to create a level sequence player. Select the sequence you want to play, so that's for me is the test sequence, and then for the return value you can just do player, I guess. Now the thing is, this will just play straight away. So I don't know if you want to add a delay, or a count. I don't know. That's up to you. You could, I guess, in one sense, you could break this and link this to the P key. Here we go. Scroll up. There you go. P key. So this will create, and then it'll just wait for you to press play. I guess that'd work. So in theory, if I press play now, nothing's gonna happen, and then when I press P, after 1 second, nothing happens. Why is that? I think I may know why. I don't own that character anymore, so me pressing P on the keyboard actually won't be registered, so okay, that's fine. Hello, right, okay. Yeah, so for now I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to complicate things by adding other bits and pieces like that. To the point. Yeah, so we've got this running straight away. So after we press play, 1 second goes by. Hello. So far we know this is working, but we don't want it to say hello. We want it to do some stuff. So what we can do is we can say, as the third person character, let's do the move to, which, because we made that custom event, that's there as a call function. And then this is saying, well, where do you want to go to? Well, give me the new location. Okay, so hopefully now somehow I can get that location manager in here. Okay, location manager. Tell you what, let's, and then get all actors of class. Do I want to get all of them? Yeah, location. Okay. Okay, I had to pause for a second there because I wanted to figure this out, and the recording was going so well so far, so forgive me for that. So yeah, so if we nip back to the sequence director, so because we've placed this this location manager in the world, this isn't probably the most optimal way to do it, but this is the way I've decided to do it. For something like this, you know, just a short trailer type thing, this will be absolutely fine. So I'm just going to do get all actors of class, and the actor we're going to look for is the location manager. Now there's only going to be one of them in the world, so if we just get a copy, and if we leave this as index 0, because there's only going to be one of these in the world, it's going to be the first one, which will be 0. And then to run this get all actors of class, if we just do event on created, this is essentially the same thing as a begin player. So this is going to happen right at the beginning, so this is going to be done before this fires, hopefully. And then because our location manager is then going to be this reference, we can then type in locations, and we can get locations. So what we're actually doing is we're getting the location manager from the world. We're then getting these locations, and then it's going to ask us what we want to do with it. So this is an array, obviously 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 of them within it. So we can get a copy. 0 to start with, let's just test that, and then that position 0, we want to get the actor's location, which is this one, and then we're going to plug that into that. Okay, and that should work. So let's hit play. Okay, so that move to didn't work. So now the thing is, we didn't get a successful or a fail either, which was bizarre. I might need to plug a pin into this. Normally normally it comes up red saying that it's required, but I guess not. So I'm just going to type in self. See what happens. Essentially, I'm just saying myself is the pawn I want to move. Compile, let's play. Brilliant, right. So that was it. So move 2 succeeded. So that's exactly what we want. So now we just need to get through all of these locations now. Okay, so actually what I think might be a good way to do it is if you've got like a set position where you want to go to 1, 2, 3, and you want to link through them, as you go through your locations. I think I've got an idea of how you could chain these together. So if we add a variable, and let's just call this move count. Let's change it to an integer. Or should that be fine? I tell you what I'm gonna do. It should default to 0. But let's just say at the beginning of the game, make sure the move count's 0. Every time we move this move count, actually we don't want to do that, do we? Do we? Let's get the move count, and let's do a plus plus. So a plus plus, if you use this increment int, what this does is it takes your move count, adds 1 to it, and then resets it. So that basically we're just adding 1 to the count. So we run this, we move, add a count. So what we could do then is use the move count as the get for the location. And then if we just trigger this event 3 times, we should get through all of the locations. So let's try that. So let's go back to the example map. Let's go back to the sequencer. This trigger here that we've got. Let's duplicate it, I guess. Move this out to 2 seconds, and then let's duplicate it again and move it out to 3 seconds. So if my theory is correct, now we should go 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. The only thing I've not took into consideration is the time it takes to move from one location to another. So with that being now a consideration, actually, I think I'm going to move that to 4.5 minutes. And I'm going to move that to... I said minutes then, I meant seconds. Let's just have a look. Let's just see. Yep. 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 Okay, I seen a failure just then, which was usual. I've got no messages here to say otherwise. Right, let's make this timeline a little bit longer. So let's change the working range to 10 seconds, and let's change this to 10 seconds too. Let's drag this little red arrow here, red line, and let's just drag that to 8.5. Well, I'll tell you what, let's change the working range to 12. I know my thing, yeah. Let's just bang that on 10 seconds or something. Let's move this to now 9 seconds, and we'll move the second one to 5 seconds. Yeah, that'll do. Play, run, pause, run, pause. Okay, so we've got somewhat of an automation of movement set up. That's fine. Let's chuck in a few animations here and there. So on my third-person character track, I'm actually going to go... Let's check out this animation thing, because I've personally never used it, so let's figure it out together. I'm going to drop this down. What's this? Where? Animation. Add. We've already added jump, haven't we? So what's this? This is going to be the jump animation. So we should... I tell you what, I'm going to move that to before. Let's jump at 4 seconds, eh? Where's that little arrow gone there? At 4 seconds, jump and then run. Let's see if that works. Yeah. No. Okay, so that didn't work as planned. So let's find out why this is red. Okay, I'll probably try and figure this out in another video. I'm not going to waste our time together on this video to do that. So I'm just going to delete that animation there. I really don't know what I've just done here now, so I'm going to reset that to 12. So extend that out. So yeah, not too sure about that one. So I'm just going to go back to the way I do know. So I'm just going to add a track, add an event, and add a new trigger. And then this one, I'm going to add a plus. 3.5 seconds, that's fine for me. Back to... Okay, I've ruined this now. 3.5, move that. Oh, there you go. 3.5, I'm going to double click. I'm going to hit save. Just out of habit, let's get that sorted. So now, as my character, I'm going to play animation. Yep, play animation. And tell you what, at this time, I've just got the jump animation loaded into that. So let's just see what happens. Run. Okay, jump has broken my character, so that's not good. Let's go to the third person. No, third person BP. No, mannequin animations. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So okay, that's quite funny. Do a jump start and then immediately an end. That'll probably look terrible. This is a jump. If we have it looping, let's have a look. I don't know. I'm just messing about now at this point. Oh, yeah, that looks awful. Okay. So that's a terrible idea. So I'm gonna play that animation, and then this changes the status of an animation instance, which is transient data, which means that it won't serialize with this component. Because of that reason, it is not safe to be used during a construction script. Please use override animation data for construction scripts. Okay, I could do with... Once it's run, once that's complete, I could do with my animation blueprint be taking over again. Animation class. Okay, because this is kind of overriding. This is kind of overriding my characters. Set anim mode. Set animation. Let's have a look. What have we got? 2D, new blend space. I think it might be the idle. No, I can't. Third person anim BP. Animation mode, play animation, override. This overrides the current in blah blah blah. Okay. Set animation mode. Get animation. Get rid. Play. Set position. Valid animations. Get animation data. Set animation data. Use blueprint. I want. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick think about this and then come back to it. Okay, we're back now. I wasn't too far away actually. we do actually need to use the set animation mode, and it kind of resets the animation mode to work back on the blueprint, so it doesn't sort of permanently stick like that. Obviously one thing that doesn't help it is the animations I've got here are pretty crap. Now if we had like I don't know, a punching animation or, you know, a waving animation, this would probably work out a lot better, but unfortunately I don't. So hopefully you've added some better animations to the game to do that. I guess we could add in the animation starter pack. Let's find this. Add. Get that in there. Let's go back. Animation starter pack. Let's have a look for a slightly better animation. Which again, I don't think this is going to look all that great, because technically I don't have a gun, so let's have a look at some of these deaths. This could be funny, I guess. Yeah, let's just go with that, because that's quite fun. Let's go with Death 2. Let's have a look. That's pretty dramatic. That's alright. And then let's have a look at number 3. Yeah, okay, we'll work through all 3 of these. This could work. Oh, obviously you've probably got some animations that you've got in mind, and if you don't, you can link these together yourself to make combinations that you would interest you. Otherwise, you'll probably end up setting up an animation blueprint yourself to work through that. But yeah, just looking at what we've got, let's. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. Okay, that's not really helped me out there, to be fair. So where are we? So we're in the third person character. So I don't know if you remember how we added the move count here to go through each position. Now I think we should do something similar with the play animation, but this time we'll probably do it from within the third person character and just get this play animation to loop through that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for anim count, I guess, with an integer. Compile. Where are we? Have a bit of a begin play here with that, with a set to 0. Just to make sure, I'm going to drag that in, get, and I'm actually going to use a select int. No, that's not the right one. A select, this one here. Now I'm going to add a pin. Actually, yeah, so depending on what number this anim count is, if it's 0, it's going to use that one. If it's 1, it's going to use that one. If it's going to be 2, it's going to use that one. And if you put the return type to here, it then sets all these pins. So if my anim count is 0, I want to do def 1, and if it's 1, I want to do def 2, and if it's 2, I want to do def 3. Really simple. I love this select node. It's, you know, for certain use cases, it's absolutely amazing. So we're going to play this animation. So every time this fires, we're going to play. This is going to be 0, so it's going to play def 1. We're going to do all this, and then we're going to grab anim count, get, and then we're going to do plus plus. Add that to the end. So then hopefully now, if I duplicate this animation thing, I should get 3 different defs. In theory. But yeah, that's okay. Let's hit that and save. Let's hit that and save. Let's go back to the sequencer. So I'm just going to watch how much time goes by before I hit this. Run, 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 run. Stop. T-pose, that doesn't help. Okay, so it doesn't like them animations. Okay, I've got an idea. I know why, actually, because I need to retarget these. Here's some extra bonus footage, I guess. Retarget assets, duplicate. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, 1 second. UE4 ASP character, mannequin, mesh. We want the mannequin. No, it's going to be the skeleton. Retarget manager. You want to select a rig here. Select humanoid rig. Save. Go back to your content, mannequin, character, mesh, UE4 mannequin, and then retarget manager, select humanoid, save. Close both skeletons. I'm running through this because this was not intended for the video, but we're here now. Animation starter pack, select def 1, def 2, def 3, right click, retarget animation assets, duplicate animation, now select the skeleton and retarget. Asset duplicated and retargeted, great. So now, somewhere, here we go, 1, 2, 3. I select 1, go back here. I'm going to click this arrow. It doesn't look like anything's happened. But if you can see, this one's from the animation starter pack and this one's actually from the game 1. So I'm going to go back, select 2, go back, click the arrow. It's now updated to game/def2. Go back, select 3, go back, arrow, and now it's updated. You can just click on these, scroll down to defs, and you can see the stars ones here, which are the new ones, or you can hover over them and you can see that their location is in game and mannequin rather than animation starter pack. So that, yeah, but that'll way make it easier. So if I press compile now and play, hopefully I should die when I get to here. Beautiful. So let's just check how long this runs for. This sequence runs for 2 seconds. This one runs for 2 seconds, and this one runs for 2 seconds ish. So tell you what, length. I'm trying to find out how long this animation is based on the animation. Length. I was hoping length would be an option, but I guess it's not. Right, I didn't want to have to manually do this, but I'm going to have to set that delay to 2 seconds. Which sucks, but again, as this was severely unplanned, I'm working with what I've got here. Let's see how much time there is in this. So run over, die. Okay, he's still dead when he runs away, so I'm going to drop this back to 3 seconds and see if that gives me enough time to reset. Run, die on arrival, reset. Now I know that's really janky, but again, I'm not working with anything good here. Control W, I've duplicated this. I'm going to drag this out to 7 seconds. I'm going to hit Control W again and drag this out to 11 seconds. If it'll let me, there we go. And then we're going to set this working range here to like 13 seconds or something, or wherever it is. Hit play, and we should have somewhat of a really bad automated movement. Okay, that's it for this video. Now, I know everything was just thrown together there, everything was improvised. I'm really glad that it was as successful as it was, and I hope that you can pull some useful features out of this. I'll probably wait for some feedback before I get any further into this. You know, this video is really a reply to that comment. So I hope this will give you some sort of hints as to how you can sort of piece together your little 60-second trailer. You've probably already made it by now, so I'm probably too late. But either way, I hope this helps somebody. If it does, please consider giving me a like, so then I get some feedback. If you wanna put a bit more words to it, please consider commenting. Let me know how you felt. If you think there's something that I missed which was critical to this, please put that down in a comment. If there's something more you want to see, pop that down in a comment. I do always try to come back to comments eventually. I'll always reply to your comment, but if it requires a video being made, it will get a slot in my to-do list. But when I get around to it, that's another question. So I apologise for that if you've waited too long for stuff. But yeah, enough rambling from me. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching to the end. If you've made it this far, extra special thanks to you. There's some social media links down below. Please consider choosing one to contact me on. I've not really dedicated myself to any of them just yet. I'm trying to figure out which is the preferred social media, and then I'm probably going to stick to one. I know that sucks for some that might not use the ones that I've picked. If that's the case, pop a comment down below. If you recommended a different social media platform, yeah, you know, I'm open to it. I've not gone with one yet. Again, I'm talking too much here. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed it and you want to see more, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you.